Hey fellow backyard warriors, Nick here. Today we're going to look at an alternative to making a PVC bow that doesn't involve heat tapering. So what we're going to be doing today is making a bow that's actually cut out. So you're going to start with a 4-foot length of 1 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. I measure the center of the pipe and then 2.5 inches from center to create the handle section. And then I also mark off the last 6 inches from the end, and then I draw a gentle curve from the end of where the non-bending tips will be and the handle riser. So you can see I've got this line here. Now I'm going to take this onto my bandsaw and cut this out. It's going to end up looking like this. And this way we'll have a limb that actually bends quite nicely. So if you take a look at this limb, you can see it's bending way too much near the end. So I'm going to remove a little more material, and then we're going to work on our tips a little bit, and then we can balance everything out. So here's the bow after rough shaping. The balance is a little off, but we're going to start working on the tips first before we do anything else. The tips and the handle. So let's get started. So now I'm going to use the heat gun and heat up this entire tip and a little bit into the limb and squish it together to create our non-bending tip. There we go. So now that it's nice and soft, I'm just going to squish it together. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to flip the tip just a little bit at the base. Just pushing it forward just slightly. You see, not a whole lot. Kind of balances out the difference between these two. So now that I've got my second tip, I'm going to work on the handle. We're just going to heat this handle up for the entire handle section, and then a little bit into these limbs here, and we're going to squish it sideways to reduce the handle width and also give a better place for the hand to fit. Okay. So here's the handle after shaping. You can see it's got a little better of a grip to it, and it's also a little stiffer now. So we've got our handle, and our limb tips are done. So here's what the bow would look like at brace. So now I'm going to go ahead, cut some nocks in, and then we can start working on balancing this bow out. So now I'm going to heat up this mid limb and just gently press this out slightly. Not a whole lot. A lot of the strength in this limb is coming from this height here in this curve. We're going to lessen it just a little bit. That's going to give us a little bit of side-to-side stability, but it's going to decrease the weight of this bow. So I'm going to start my knock by drilling a 1/4 inch hole pretty close to the edge of the pipe. And it's going to be about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inches in. Alright, so I've got this strung up. I've got it on a really high brace height. So you can see this limb is bending a lot more than this limb. So what I'm going to do is take this knife and use it as a scraper and remove material. So I want to make sure that I retain a nice clean arc here. So I'm going to remove a little more material here and a little bit right here. And as you're doing this, sight down the bow because you can see where the limb is straight or if it's bending one way or the other. And you can adjust that by where you remove your material. There we go. Go back to this side. Alright, here's the bow. It's nice and balanced now. As you can see, draws back pretty smooth. There we go. So, now one of the downsides to this is that this bow is very, very light. I'd say it probably draws about 10 pounds or so. Well, about 10 pounds. So I've got a 4-foot long, 5/16 inch fiberglass rod. This is commonly used as a driveway marker. And I'm going to place it into my bow. So you can see it pretty much slides all the way from one side clear to the other. So once the fiberglass rod is centered, I use a piece of tape right at the mid-limb to hold it in place and also make sure that the fiberglass rod is bending along with the limb. There's that. Here it is. So now I'm going to weigh this bow. I'm going to draw it back to 28 inches and we'll see what it draws. Let's see, that's 35 pounds. Alright, so this bow draws 35 pounds at 28 inches. So here's the bow. It's pretty much finished. All of the major shaping is done. Now the only thing we have left to do is to more securely attach this fiberglass rod, trim up the ends, sand everything down, and then we're going to paint it and finish it up. But right now, it's a fully functional bow. It draws about 35 pounds at 28 inches. The only thing is that, like other bows I've made of this style before, it's not incredibly stable. So if you just hold the bow out like this, the handle will rotate left and right. So you really have to have a firm grip on it and sort of point where you want the handle to line up. And that helps keep everything lined up along the limbs. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.